Every day, we coexist with the darker side of humanity. Evil doesn't always wear a mask, sometimes. It creeps quietly into the places we feel safest today. We revisit one of Ontario's most disturbing unsolved crimes, the murder of 13-year-old Leah Susa, born on June 7, 1977. Leah grew up in Cumberland Beach, a quiet community about 2 hours north of Toronto. She lived in a small home with her devoted single mother, Laura, and baby brother, Michael. Though they didn't have much, they shared a close, joyful bond. Leah was bright, funny, and full of life, a proud daughter, and a loving sister. 13, she was eagerly preparing for her first year of high school, but everything changed on the night of September 1st, 1990, the start of the Labor Day weekend, while Laura and Michael slept in the bedroom. Leah dozed on the couch. Sometime between 1:30 and 3 a.m., an intruder broke in. First, Laura was bludgeoned with a metal object, sustaining devastating head injuries. Then the attacker turned to Leah. She was assaulted inside the house, then dragged into the backyard, where the violence escalated fatally. The next morning, a concerned friend biked to Leah's house. What she discovered was a nightmare. Leah's lifeless body in the backyard. Laura was still alive, but barely. Young Michael, miraculously, was untouched. Laura was rushed to the hospital. She spent weeks under tight security, undergoing multiple surgeries. Metal implants were inserted into her skull and face. One eye was permanently damaged, but her worst injury? She couldn't remember anything from that night. The community was shaken to its core. Cumberland Beach, once peaceful and trusting, changed. Overnight, people locked doors, kept weapons by their beds. Letting kids roam freely became unthinkable. Police launched a massive investigation. DNA was collected. The crime scene was combed. But the killer had left almost no trace. No weapon. No bloodied clothes. Just a single clue, a men's size 9 or 10 leather sneaker print near the house. Detectives believed the attack was personal. The suspect likely knew the family and their vulnerabilities, a secluded home, a male presence, a single mom with 2 kids. Suspicion fell on Brian Timothy Elson, a local man. Just 4 months after Leah's murder, he killed 17-year-old Sandra Bannister, barely 13 kilometers away. While Brian denied involvement in Leah's case and was never charged, his alibi was shaky. Police believed he had been in the area that night, yet he was released and later served only 6 years for Sandra's killing. Laura, desperate for answers, tried hypnosis, truth serum, even experimental magnetic brain stimulation, but no memory of that night ever returned in 2008. Police launched a billboard campaign near the Susa home seeking new leads. They even searched a wooded area for the murder weapon to no avail. A 2010 TV feature revived interest, revealing Brian Elson had been living on the same street as the Susas that summer. Yet, when confronted, he maintained his innocence, citing a party alibi with 60 witnesses. Over 1,500 people have been interviewed since. 1,990. But the case remains unsolved. Former criminal profiler Jim Van Allen, who studied hundreds of homicides, called Leah's case unforgettable. He theorized the attack was highly personal, not random. The killer likely lived nearby and possibly knew. Laura, he suspected the assailant had been building rage, perhaps feeling rejected or humiliated. That night may have been his breaking point. He may have cleaned his clothes, ditched the weapon, and quietly slipped back into his life. According to Jim, this person didn't feel remorse, only relief that he hadn't been caught. Then, in 2014, Red Dope officer Barry Rule released a book. In it, he proposed a chilling theory that a man named Larry Talbot, a traveling salesman with a rape kit in his car, was connected to Leah's murder, and possibly others. Rule believed Talbot used the same method of entry breaking, a rear window, and had a pattern stretching across Ontario. But Talbot died before he could ever be thoroughly investigated. In 2015, 25 years after Leah's murder, her mother Laura made a public plea. "Please don't forget my daughter. I may never remember that night, but someone out there knows what happened. Investigators continue to re-examine the evidence using modern forensic tools. A new detective took over the case in 2019, working closely with cold case experts. The breakthrough they need still hasn't come. Despite a $50,000 reward, no arrest has been made. Asterisk for the people of Cumberland Beach. The tragedy of that night still lingers. Parents changed. Children were kept close. An entire generation grew up under a cloud of caution. Leah Susa was only 13, a girl full of life and potential. Her story is a painful reminder that even the safest places can be shattered in an instant. More than 3 decades later, the search for her killer continues. Her memory endures in her family, in her community, and every file still marked unsolved. Asterisk. If you found value in this story, please like, share, and subscribe to support our work. This has been another episode of Criminal Footnotes. Till next time, stay safe, stay aware.